Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 4:20 on Wednesday afternoon, February 12th, 2014. Let me read this to you, then we'll take a quick look at the chart. And that what I need to remind you is that SP500chart.com and this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research. And please, make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a quick look. Okay, a flat day today, which after starting with the February 5th, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really 5 straight days of gains, and I would not worry too much. Actually, the fifth may have been a slight loss, but I'm going from this low that was set in here early on the morning of the 5th. I made mention that we would want to keep our eyes on this little line right here, because that would probably be the first sign that maybe things are going to get a little, we may face a reversal. And we got underneath that line today, but it was not really a real significant looking break. So I've got a little something I want to do here. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to make a parallel to that, and I'm going to snap it down to pretty much take these two lows into account, just in case maybe what we're doing here is just kind of changing lanes, if you will. But I'm going to make this a lighter color because I want to differentiate between this and this. We are not yet at the target that we would expect from our mutant shoulder and head pattern. Look at that. That's the right shoulder of this. But we've seen this before. And so far, I think almost all of these funny looking inverted patterns have worked out. So I'm not quite ready to give up on this one based upon a break of this little line here, because we know that lines break for one of two reasons. They either break to reverse, or they break to gather a little, to rest, to gather a little steam, and then start with a renewed move upwards. And I think that may be what we're doing here. We're going to zoom in just a second, take a look at today's trading, and put a couple little small lines on there that may help us follow what is going on today in the markets, and potentially what may happen tomorrow as well. So, just so you know, I don't think anything's broken. Now, it is interesting to note where we ran into resistance today. And if you take an eyeball at this chart, you'll probably see that our high right there corresponds exactly to the gap down that took place on the 24th of January. Look back to right here. There's our gap down where we gapped probably 10, 12 points down. And we came back to that level today and met some resistance. That makes perfectly good sense. Now, if we continue to power up a bit, then I would expect another little bout of resistance around 1845, because if we go back to the morning of January 23rd, we've got another gap there, and we should get some gap resistance. Perfectly normal, Perfectly understandable. On a 5-minute chart, what I want to do here, just for jollies, because you can see this did not look like a tumultuous occurrence. We just went sideways today. If we'd come up to this line and then, given up 10 points right off the bat and then struggled back to get to that level, I would say, look, this may be busted. But instead, I want to draw this line right here, and there isn't a really good support line that I can draw that I trust to a large degree, because we don't have quite as many touches, and we have a couple of we just don't, pardon me, I'm usually not at a loss for words. I don't know how important this little dip is right here. This doesn't look that important. So really, as I look at the chart right now, all I see that looks like a technically significant dip was the low of the day. So, but let's just put that there. It's roughly parallel to what we got going on up here. But the idea being, this may be a bull flag. If we break out over the top of this tomorrow, we could be in one of those situations where we then stay underneath this line but above this one, and we start to cut our little path northward, one lane to the right. Is that a guarantee? Absolutely not. Nothing is guaranteed, but I think that is a reasonable expectation. But it's predicated upon getting out of this little pattern that we formed pretty much throughout the entire day of trading. You can see this line looks to be fairly well defined, because we've got one, then multiple touches, then we broke this little support line, then we came back and had 2 touches on that later in the day. So I feel very good about the technical significance of this line. What I don't feel particularly solid on is our support line. Because let's just look at the possibilities. Is it that? Well, it could be. I've got just as much reason to believe it's that almost as that. This is a little bit stronger, I think, because we have a little bit more of a dip down here. But anyway, I think that should be pretty sufficient. We still have our target from our goofy pattern down here. Now that we know that that pattern has resolved upwards, we've got a target that is actually, and I'm going to call it for what it is an all-time high in the S&P of about 1858. Let's see if it happens. And let's leave that up there as our little measuring stick. And guys, nothing broke today. Let's see what we get going forward. Nice 5 days of upward movement off of that double bottom back here on the 5th. It's time for maybe a little rest. And let's see if we start to move up again tomorrow and also into Friday. So guys, there's your video for February 12th, 2014. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this, and I especially appreciate it if you're watching this on February 12th, 2014. You may be watching this on Sunday afternoon. And if you are, you could have seen it back on Wednesday at about 4:45, 4:50. If you would like to see these videos on a more timely basis, there's an answer for that. Go to sp500chart.com, check it out, how affordable it is to subscribe to the daily videos released after each day's close. So just think about it. If you're watching this on the 12th, thank you for your support. If you're watching it on Sunday, think about supporting the website. and also getting these videos on a timely basis. Thanks again. Take care.